Good afternoon. I'm Billy Glisson with PowerCore 360. I'm here with a couple of high school baseball players, Grayson and Kellen. Both of these guys are outfielders. In addition to that, Kellen pitches. And so today we're going to talk about hitting. We're going to really focus on the lower half of the body. If you're a hip trainer in our system, we want to show you really the first thing you need to do for hitting to actually work on hitting mechanics for power. First thing I'm going to do with these guys, they've already hit to warm up a little bit. I'm going to ask them both to hit 2 or 3 balls just into the net. Kellen, why don't you go first? Okay. And what I want everybody to watch is I want you to watch what's happening from their feet and from the ground up. Switch it up. Very good. All right, step back in there, Kellen. If you would, grab your back. Take a cut. I want you to swing and hold your finish. All right, freeze. So the thing I want everybody to focus on, we're going to talk about gravity. Gravity on your swing is really important to help create a consistent swing and a lot more power. We're going to start with the back foot. As right-handed hitters, what they do to work at the ground is extremely important. On both of these swings, what you should have been looking at is this blue tape on the ground. And when Kellen was swinging, his foot just turns until his body just rotates in the same spot back here, and his foot never moves from the back line to the front line, right? And you have you pop out of it. Grayson, jump back in there. Take a cut, hold your finish. Freeze right there. Big difference. And so you see it with a lot of modern day pro players, their back foot actually skips from this back line to the front line. Now Grayson and I started working on this probably 6 months ago. When he started last year, when I first saw him, he actually didn't just stay back here where Kellen was. His foot actually went backwards. His forces of his body were going backwards. They need to be going that way into the ball. So the first thing we're going to work on is learning how to use the ground with your back foot. And ideally, visually, what we want to see is this back foot go from this line here all the way forward and then hold that position. That way we know we're actually pushing against the ground, using the legs, using the hips, the lower half if you would, to create more power horizontally going into the ball. That'll help us to create more power to the ball harder. Okay? So to do that, we're going to work on a couple drills. We've got a hip trainer on. We're going to work on the back hip, okay? And we'll actually start. We'll go with you first, Kellen. You can hook an orthodan to your back hip. I'm going to have you step in there. Put your right foot on that back line. Pretend you're actually going to go ahead and get down into a little bit low position for me, okay? So really what I'm looking for is I want the muscles on the back side of the hip to work with the ground in this foot to drive the body that direction. But I got to get set up correctly first to do that. Really important, number one, that this foot doesn't turn out. If this foot turns out over here even more, pointed out over here, then it's really hard to get the power of the legs and hips going that way. So we want that squared up parallel to that line. We want the weight of that foot actually inside there. So if I had my fingers underneath there, I don't want him to let that pressure off the instep of the foot. I want this knee inside that foot, and this hip can actually be over the knee, but don't let the knee or the hip get out, even on top of the leg or back here. If we get out here, we're going to have trouble just getting back to the starting position, let alone actually driving through the ball with power, okay? So the first thing we want to do when you step in the box is step in, get that weight on the inside of the foot. Don't lose that. Knees inside, hips inside. Now we're going to sit down into this back hip. Okay? We ought to feel a little tension back in the hips. We're going to let the hip come back and diagonally that direction. Good. Do you feel a little tension in there? That's our setup position. Now we're basically anchored into the ground extremely well. And we can actually use the lower half of the body to create forces going that way to create more power. Right? So to do this, that's the starting position. I'm going to have you lower that thing up for me. Okay? And we're going to do a little drill where we're going to hop. So you're going to get down into this position. And from here, we want to hop as fast as we can and as far as we can in that direction. And we want to drive off of this back foot with the weight there. We don't want to reach with the front foot. We want to cover as much ground as we can, pushing off this back foot, landing 2 feet in a good position over there, driving with this part of the body. So we're going to do 5 hops. Drive as fast as you can, as far as you can, land in a good position. Good. Come back over, set down into this, check your position, sit down into your hip, get that loaded, drive as far as you can, as fast as you can. Awesome. 3 more, please. Same check, same start on each one. Nice. Again, 2 more. Fast as you can, as far as you can, horizontally. We're not going to go up. Good. We want the first part of the movement of the hips and pelvis. We'll do one more to go that direction, not that direction. Awesome. Okay. You're going to relax. Let's change bands. Let's go to a red band on the back hip. So this drill, this progression is going to be 3 sets, 5 repetitions. The first set is with an orange band and a lighter band. Orange is appropriate for the strength of these 2 guys with their hips and legs. All right, we're going to rest 20, 30 seconds in between. We've done that. Sit back in your position. Now we got the red band, a little more resistance there. Find the weight on the instep. Sit back into the hip. Fast as you can, as far as you can. Once again, drive off of this foot to make your body go that way, not that way. Good. Fast as you can. 3 more. Sit down to your hip, find your hip load, go. Nice. 2 more. Last one. Turn that foot in a little bit. It's going now, so correct that. Good. Sit down to your hip, go for it. Okay. We're going to rest. You should just stay there. We're just actually going to rest for about 30 seconds, then we're going to do one more set with you. Okay? It's real important when we're working on power, it's not an endurance activity. So we don't want to do 10 and 20 and 30 reps. We're not looking for fatigue. We're looking for short bursts, 5 reps if you would at a time, to create power through the lower half and the hips and legs. Let's do one more set of 5. Awesome, great job. Push as hard as you can, as fast as you can on that instep, that direction. All right, let's go back to the orange band. Grab your bat. So essentially what should have happened in 3 sets of 5 reps, the muscles on the backside of his hips should be on. We're going to take it right into a drill here where we're actually hitting. And what I'm wanting him to do is set up on that back line and keep that band down a little bit lower. His job is he's going to take a full swing, hold his finish. And I want you thinking about, the only thing you're thinking about is driving against the ground. I'd like to see if you can make that back foot skip to the front line. Hold your finish. So look down at the ground. Right now you moved about 1 inch or 2. I need you to move it to that front line. Use the ground, drive off the ground, go get it. Better. 2 or 3 inches. Now keep in mind, he's got resistance holding him back. He's actually activating and strengthening the muscles responsible to make that lower half move forward. So tell me what you did on that. Look at your back foot. Yes, yeah. So the most important thing here is let's get that back foot into the ground, find the ground, drive the ground so your hips and pelvis can move forward. Hold your finish. Better, better. Let's do one more. Nice, cool. So that's a 3 or 4 inch skip. That's great improvement. Let's unhook the band. You're going to give it about 20 or 30 seconds to rest. Now with the band off, something's going to change. We basically now turned on those muscles, those circuits, and we want to see what happens now with the band off. Okay? Same drill, hold your finish. Freeze right there. So that's nice. Almost about a 7 or 8 inch skip. Okay? Now that's really important. That's what we're looking for. The band's once again activated the muscles, the right muscles around the hips and the legs, and now we're driving forward. Let's hit 2 more. Find the ground, sit into your hip, go get it. Nice. One more. Give me a little bit more contact with the ground, drive the ground, get your hips to you, hold your finish. Find your back hip, weight on the instep, fast as you can, far as you can to your left. Okay? Now instead of taking your left leg and doing this, I want you to do this and push with your right leg off the ground. Fast as you can, far as you can. Good. Drive off that back foot. Two more. Land in a good athletic position, drive the ground. Awesome. One more. Okay. Let's rest 20 seconds. Kelly, for you, what were you feeling when you took the band off? What was your body doing?
Felt like I was moving a lot faster with my hips, and could definitely feel my back foot moving a lot more, and my leg moving through faster.
Okay. Did you have to consciously think to make it happen?
Well, I just had to think about driving off the ground a little bit more.
Okay. And then the rest of it just happened, right? Those muscles are kind of on and it's just happened.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, here we go. Sit down into that, find that back hip. Okay. Now I want you to think about not just getting there and driving off the ground, but I want this to be explosive. So you're going to go as fast as you can. Once you go, drive. Good. 3 more. Two more. How much speed can you get when you go? How fast can you drive against the ground? Good. One more. Awesome. Okay. Let's hook orange band on. Grayson's done this drill a bunch of times, so he knows it. We only use 2 sets, 5 reps with him, that band. Now we're going to put a bat in his hand. We're going to actually have him hit, hold his finish. Nice. Really drive the ground, hold the finish. Good job. Nice. One more. Finish. So when you hold the finish, when I make you hold it, what are you working on there?
Just making sure that your body knows what it's doing and makes it muscle memory.
Okay. And muscle memory for what? How about balance, right?
Yeah.
You guys in baseball are always talking about balance, but if you don't train balance, you have no balance. Everybody wants to use the fast twitch muscles, the explosive ones. You're doing that. But you also have to work on the slow twitch. Those are balance muscles. So that's why I want you guys to hold that for 4 or 5 counts, okay? Put the band, please. Find the right foot, anchor into the ground, sit your right hip, go get it, hold your finish. Nice. Looking at the back foot, we're skipping 6, 7, 8 inches, that's what we want. Get a couple more, please. Start on the back one. Now, one thing Grayson did on that one is I saw his foot, his right foot, roll out just a little bit. Once again, I don't want it to roll out. I want him to keep that weight on the inside of the back foot. A little more like that. Make that correction, please. Sit inside your right instep. Stay there. Nice. All right. Stay right there. So a couple things to work on. When you start this drill, let's talk about what happened to you when we started doing this. You were able to start getting the foot to skip, but what did your body start doing?
It started adjusting to it and it started going too far forward,
Okay.
and there's too much momentum shifting.
Okay. So let's show what that looked like. So lose the back for a second. Go into your coil, your load. Start to drive the ground. And what I'm going to show you is go ahead and take your stride. Go ahead and drive through and hold. What was happening before is was almost like a golf swing. He was coming up and out of it. His forces of his hips and pelvis were going that way, right? And he was getting his weight almost all the way over on his left leg and getting into there. That's a good start in terms of learning how to transfer his weight from the back foot to the front foot, but he wasn't very firm through his front leg. So what we started working on is his hips and pelvis not going that direction, but going that direction. In other words, staying down and through it and really wanting that front leg straight and firmed up. And we wanted to see more and more of this bottom leg here being bent and almost parallel to the ground, right? Instead of coming up and being in a position like that. That's golf swing, okay? So as you focus on working on this back hip, it's good to do that. It will activate your hips, it will make them stronger. But we want to make sure, too, that you're staying down and through with the hips going that way, not that way. Right? Cool? All right. Let's go orange band on your front hip.
Just want to take a second to thank Eric for sharing the video and all the comments you guys have said so far. Thanks very much for tuning in and really appreciate the support.
Awesome. Good. All right, so now what are we doing? We have just went from hooking on the back hip to the front hip. A lot of people are really excited about hip rotation right now. But what I want you to notice is we didn't start with hip rotation. We started with hip going horizontally in that direction forwards. Now that we've got that going, I've got the foot skipping, I know I've got a good linear piece of the hip movement. Now I'm going to work on rotation, okay? So basically you can grab your bat, you're going to hit a ball, you're going to hold a finish. You're still focused on finding the right foot, anchoring to the ground, load your hip, hold your finish. I want to see that foot skip, hold your finish. Stay there, okay? Hit another ball, look at your back foot, and tell me what happened on the next one, okay? So you still got to get that linear piece. Drive against the ground, get that foot to skip. Better. So we're skipping forward a little bit, 2 or 3 inches. That's a good start. We got the weight turning. One more and then hold. Sit down into your hip, find the right foot into the ground. Freeze right there and hold. Okay? So we're starting to get a skip, and once again, we got a band on him. So this is really the first day hitting-wise we've worked on this with him, right? So we're making progress with him. But now that the band is hooked on this left hip, it's actually right now fighting the rotational muscles around his hips and pelvis. If he just relaxes, let go, what happens? It spins your hips back the other direction, right? So let that just happen, okay? So go ahead and do the slow motion movement for me without the bat. Drive the ground. Okay? Push through and we're skipping. So right now his back hip, back muscles, back side, if you would, of the lower half is activated to get the linear piece and the rotational piece, right? 3 more reps, explode. Okay, hold your finish. Want to make sure on every swing that foot's still skipping forward. You go. Now, you're going to unhook, if you would, Kelly, but you're going to stay there. You're still going to hit. And once again, you guys have used this. The nice thing is when you put the bands on, you do 5 reps. A couple of sets of 5 reps, you'll activate the right muscles here. So everything's on. Now all he needs to do is find his right foot, anchoring to the ground, hit the ball, hold his finish. All the muscles in the lower half should be on. You can hear the difference in the ball when he hits it, right? He's creating much more ground forces, getting his hips and lower half better through. Better foot skip, everything's driving through the ball. Great job. Again, please. Great job though on your lower half. That's what we're focusing on. All right, switch it up. Let's go red band, front hip for you. All right, so we're making an adjustment here. Grayson's been doing this for 6 months, plus he's been doing a strength program with this. So he has a lot more strength horizontally and rotationally through his hips than Kellen does today, all right? So we're starting the red band front hip. You'll be able to get that foot through and hold his finish as he hits. Let's see what you got. Since you really haven't fight that, find your back foot, don't let that foot roll out. Stay in step on the instep. There we go. Better with the lower half. Drive your hips, your hands will find the ball. Go get it. 2 more. Any of you that have used the red band know that's a lot of resistance on there. So he's not in a 6 or 8 inch skip. I wouldn't expect him to because he's got a lot of resistance activating those muscles we're working on. One more, please. Nice. Unhook. Step back in. All I want you to focus on is your right foot into the ground, okay? You breathing?
Good.
Good? All right, hold your finish. Good. So, what just happened? Tell me what you're feeling. As an athlete, as a hitter, what's happening right now?
Your body went through the resistance, and so when there's no resistance on it, it wants to just fly through.
Are you having to think about that to make it happen?
Not at all.
All right, so it's what? See ball, hit ball, right?
Yep.
Find the ball and go because your body's starting to do the right thing.
Yep.
2 more reps, please. So really nice foot skip for both of you guys. What have we worked on? We just worked on anchoring into the ground, setting up on the right leg, right, keeping your right knee inside your right foot. Don't let your right hip get out past that. And what? Drive into the ground, hold your finish. Okay? You take the band off, you do 2 or 3 sets of 5, right, on the back hip, and do 2 sets of 5 on the front hip. It's about a 5 to 7 minute workout, right? If you just did 1 or 2 sets, it'd be a nice activation drill before you hit, right? Make sense? All right, we appreciate your time. Today we're just going to finish up. Today's the first in our episodes, right, where we're just focused on the linear piece for hitting the lower half. We're working on linear hip piece and linear hip rotation. We appreciate your time. If you like this, please like it. At the bottom of the page, look at our Instagram page or go to powercore360.com. We appreciate your time. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.